Okay, I believe I'm live on Facebook and I'm recording. My name is Sierra and I'm a naturalist with the Zionsville Nature Center. This is actually my first webinar, so I'm really excited to be here today and talk to our Facebook and hopefully some online users. I'm gonna pull up my PowerPoint really quick and share my screen. Let's see. Can you tell it's my first webinar? Because I can't figure out how to, okay, share screen, there we go. All right, pull up my presentation really quick and we'll get started. Okay, so like I said, I'm Sierra. I'm a naturalist with the Zionsville Nature Center. I hope you have visited us before. If you haven't, please visit us inside the Hussey Mayfield Memorial Public Library. We have all kinds of programs for adults and kids, so check us out sometime. Today I'm talking a little bit about sustainable spring cleaning. The first day of spring was on Monday, I believe. So, everyone's getting their spring cleaning going. And typically during the springtime, a lot of people use it as an opportunity to go through their stuff and clean areas they don't usually get to. Some people tackle their entire house and decide this is the time I'm going to go through my entire house. Some people just go room by room. But regardless, it can be a really, really overwhelming topic. And then you throw sustainability into the mix, and that can make it even more overwhelming and just kind of, I don't know, can throw you off sometimes. It can just be a little overwhelming, and that is not my goal here today. So my goal is to hopefully give you some cleaning product alternatives, community resources, and simple practices that will help sustainable spring cleaning be possible, but also maintainable. And that kind of leads me into my next thing is, what does sustainability even mean? Because it does get thrown around a lot, right? But what does it even mean? I hope you guys can hear me fine. So there's really two definitions when you're talking about sustainability. I'm getting okay. Is it able to be maintained at a certain rate or level? And then also the environmental look at it, which would be conserving an ecological balance by avoiding depleting natural resources. So when we're talking today, my hope is that we're able to kind of reach both of those things. So I want to talk about being sustainable in terms of the environment, but also how can these practices be maintainable? Like, how can you continue to do these things, whether that be your next spring cleaning or just in your everyday life? So I want to, kind of do both definitions, because I think it's important, because like I said, spring cleaning can be overwhelming, and then throwing it into, how can I make this better for the planet can be even more overwhelming. So the goal is to provide some easy tips and resources that can be used during your spring cleaning, during your everyday practices, and not be completely overwhelmed. So that is the goal here today. So I'm really going to be focusing on three areas, which the first is reduce, reuse, recycle. And I know everyone always hears like the 3 R's and it's repetitive, but it's important to talk about. So we're going to go through that first. How can you reduce, reuse, and recycle while you're spring cleaning? How do your products contribute to that, which is the next area of focus, cleaning products. So what products are you using? How does that affect the environment, but also yourself? And what products might be better? Are there any natural things that might work better, but also you get the same result? And then community resources. I really think there's some great resources out there And I just want to share those with you guys so that you have them for future use. All right, I'm just gonna. All right, we're gonna start with reduce, reuse, and recycle. So anytime you're talking about sustainability, the environment, anything like that, I think it's important to talk about the why. I think that's important, really in anything you're doing, but why is reducing, reusing, recycling important? And I'm pretty sure you probably know a lot of the reasons, but preventing pollution, reducing the greenhouse gas emissions, saves energy and saves money, which we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, like how it saves you money. But let's just start with prevents pollution. If you're reusing and recycling something, it's not ending up in the landfill, right? If you're reducing it, reusing it, it's not going to end up in a landfill. I mean, maybe, but reusing it, definitely, you're preventing that pollution. And we're going to get into like packaging and stuff later. And then anytime you make a new product, so anytime whether it's you buy a new piece of clothing or you buy a different, a new bottle of cleaning product, it's using energy, and that energy produces greenhouse gases that contribute, that run off into the environment. And then saves energy. It's very similar to how it reduces greenhouse and gas emissions. You're saving energy by just not having a new product being made, but also I'm going to talk a little bit later also about how your product is getting to you, like how is it traveling to you? How does that affect the environment? And it saves you money, and we're going to talk about that too later. But let's get into how to reduce, reuse, and recycle while spring cleaning. We're going to start with reduce and reuse. The recycle I'm going to go through next, just because recycling, many of us have the curbside recycling, which is really nice and it's a lot easier. But I really wanted to give you just some ideas on how to reduce and reuse while spring cleaning. It's, there's so many ways you can, and people are really creative on how to reduce and reuse and recycle. But these are just some things that I came up with when I was thinking about my spring cleaning, because when I spring clean, when I do my, clean out, I typically go through my closet because it's a new season, and I get rid of like a lot of clothes, and it's really bad. It's something that I do that I'm trying to fix. And so one of the ways that I came up with how I can change this in the future is think before you shop. Because especially when you're spring cleaning, you're typically decluttering stuff, whether that be your closet, a cabinet, whatever it is. And the best way to declutter is to think before you shop, right? So if you don't purchase it, you don't really have a cluttering problem. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to buy stuff. Sometimes you need stuff and it still clutters up. But just thinking before you shop, and really thinking about what you're buying, and what products are you buying versus other ones, what can be recycled, what can't be, what's going to end up in the landfill. So just really thinking before you buy something new is really important. I think in such like a consumerism society, it's very easy to go out and get a bag of Target stuff. We're all guilty of it. But just being that like conscious about it, like what you're buying, and yeah, I think that's just really important. And then my next item is buy used items. I'm just relating this back to my clothing problem, because that is something I'm trying to fix this season. I like to do some thrift shopping. So I like to buy some, not only clothes, but decor at thrift shops. And it's kind of fun. It can be really fun in a little game to look for a good find. Especially you're saving money when you do that. And also you're able to you're reusing a product that's already had a life. And I think that's really cool. And yeah, so I think buying used items helps you reduce waste, and also like just being able to give something a new life is really cool. Donate used clothing, electronics, and building materials to make sure others can use them. So anytime you're really going through your stuff, when you're decluttering, you're doing your spring cleaning, you're organizing, you're gonna have stuff that you want to get rid of. Most likely, you're gonna have things that you want to get rid of, let go of, and don't throw them away. I mean, some stuff, yes, definitely throw it away, but a lot of stuff can be donated. I know Goodwill is a great one for clothes. I think I wrote down a few other resources at the end, but Habitat Humanity is a great one for building materials. And just use your resources, look up donation, like places you can donate. I'm sure there's a lot of local places you can donate. And that way that product can be, or that thing can be reused by someone else, which I think is really important. Maintain and repair products. So this is something I think a lot of people are guilty of. You know, we have, whether it be like a little hole in a shirt, or I don't know, a flat tire on your bike or something, and just not getting around to repairing it when it's definitely attainable to repair something, or you know, pay someone to repair it for you. I think that as a society, we used to do that a lot, like before, you know, like before I was born, probably. I think that was a lot more normalized, to like mend clothing and just fix things as you go instead of just purchasing a new thing. And I think we need to move back to that so that we're not producing as much waste, kind of going back to taking the time to repair products and maintain the things you have, taking care of whatever it is you have, whether that be like maintenance on your leather boots, or you know, making sure your bike is maintained, making sure your tires are inflated, all those things. Just going back to the maintaining and repairing what you have, so you don't have to buy new, and you're able to reuse and overall reduce your waste and save money too. Borrow, rent, or share items. Oh, I just thought of a good thing I forgot to mention. The donate used clothing and stuff. I'm sure you guys have heard of Buy Nothing on Facebook. That's a great way to like give, you know, give your neighbors something you don't want anymore, but they might use. A lot of my neighborhood Facebook group, they always post stuff, and you never know what's going to be on there. So again, it's also cool to like a little thrift find, save you some money, but also you're being environmentally friendly, so that's really cool. Borrow, rent, or share items. If you have neighbors or families like local, it's awesome if you can just borrow or share something with someone, so you're not having to go buy something for one occasion. This can be like birthday party supplies, you know, outdoor play equipment, whatever it is. Being able to share things and also borrow things from people helps you, like I said, save money, but also reduces your overall waste. Reuse or repurpose items. And this is where creativity really comes in. Some people have really great ways to repurpose items. I try to be the crafty person, but I'm not always the crafty person, and it's hard to come up with ways to repurpose items. But one thing that I like to use is I use like cloth grocery bags, and I just reuse them every time. And even though it's just such a small thing that I do, it does help. And there's so many ways you can. I've seen people create bags out of old T-shirts, and some people make those like blankets out of T-shirts and stuff. Like there's so many ways you can reuse and repurpose your items, and like there's so many things on the internet too. Like if you use Pinterest, or if you just Google something, I'm sure a DIY project will come up for you on how to reuse or repurpose an item. And then you have a little weekend project. So I guess that's good. Buy products with recycled content. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. So I'm going to leave that at that for right now. But yeah, I just think it's really important while you're spring cleaning to think about how can I reduce and reuse these items that I might be just I don't want anymore. How can I, repurpose them into something that I will use or I will want, or where can I give them to someone who will use them and will want them? Just that you're being conscious of your waste, how much waste you're producing. Because I really think that's a big, big thing in our society. And I keep going back to clothes because it's such a big topic, but like fast fashion is such a huge thing that contributes to our landfills more than probably anything else. And I just think it's so important to stop and think about, oh, how can I reuse or reduce what I have here? Okay. Let's see. Recycling. So recycling is great, obviously, but why and what can I recycle? So to get a little into the why, there's a lot of environmental benefits to recycling, reduces your landfill waste, prevents pollution, saves energy and water, and conserves our natural resources. And recycling can really benefit your community and the environment. So there's economic benefits too. It creates jobs, which is fantastic. And also, most recycling stays in the Midwest. So what you're recycling here is staying within this Midwest area, which is really great. It's staying within not necessarily this small community, but a larger sense of community, I guess. And so not everything can be reduced and reused, and that's when recycling comes into play and really becomes important is, well, can I recycle this, or is this something that has to automatically go into a landfill? So yeah, just thinking about, which we're going to get into cleaning products too, and like how that relates to recycling, but also like the things kind of going back to, going through decluttering while you're spring cleaning, what can be recycled, and where can you recycle it? Know before you throw. What can be recycled in your bin at home? So a lot of us have, the lights keep coming on off, a lot of us have recycled bins, like curbside recycle bins. But sometimes, and even myself, I'm like, can this be recycled? It's hard to know what can and can't be recycled. And some people don't have curbside recycling too. So we're going to get into that as well. This is like a little graphic from Raise Recycling about what you can and can't recycle. So the main ones are plastic, metal cans, aluminum foil pans, cardboard, newspaper, magazines, paper, food containers, and paper. An important thing to note is that styrofoam cannot be recycled. No bags, obviously, so no bags. You can obviously look at this yourself. You can find this on Ray's website. There is so many resources out there for what you can and can't recycle. And I was reading a bit about like glass bottles, and because I'm always like, do I rinse these out? Do I take off the label? And what I read was you can rinse them out, but you don't have to remove the label of like glass jars and glass bottles. And so recycling is a really great way to also reduce your waste, making sure things are ending up back into our community and that can be reused. And if you don't have curbside recycling, there are some drop-off spots in Boone County, which I listed out here, and I'm gonna show you guys the Boone County waste website here in a bit so you can see how you can use them as a resource in community resources. But I listed out the curbside recycling spots, so that if you don't have curbside recycling, it's still accessible to you, and you're able to recycle what you need to at these locations. This is just in Boone County. If you're not a Boone County resident, there's other places too, but I just listed them out so you can take a look at that and see what might be closest to you. And then we're gonna move into cleaning products next and talk a little bit about that. And I actually have a bunch of cleaning products with me. But when you're talking about sustainability in the environment, there's so many kind of words thrown around, and I think green cleaning is a very big, it's thrown around a lot, and it's used in marketing too. So like green cleaning, what does it even mean? And the best way I can describe it is there's a lot of different definitions for green cleaning, but it's really a spectrum. There's a spectrum of green cleaning, and the main goal is to use cleaning solutions and methods that keep our environment healthy and free of toxins. You know, a lot of cleaning products have chemicals and toxins that can potentially cause damage to our bodies, so our health, our water, our air, and our ecosystems. So green cleaning can be using green cleaning products or cleaning your home in a way that reduces waste, which is kind of what we talked about before this, like how can we reduce waste through reduce, reuse, recycle. And so there's a spectrum, it has many meanings, but for the sake of this, I'm going to be talking about cleaning products specifically and how it relates to green cleaning. And I don't really love the term green cleaning because it gets thrown around and used in marketing like crazy. It's called greenwashing, and you have to be really careful of it. I put this product on the screen here, but I also want to say I'm not an expert in everything. I do not know, you know, the best products. I'm not sponsored by a product. Like, I am just giving you my opinion. I am just letting you know what I do. And you can make your own decisions based on that. I just want to preface that by saying that because I just, yeah, I'm not trying to like, oh, go buy this product because they sponsor me or something like that. No, I am just like telling you what I do in just like simple ways that can make this not seem so overwhelming. Because like I said in the beginning, you know, sustainability, green cleaning, all these words get thrown around. It can be really overwhelming. And I'm just trying to break it down so it's a little bit simpler and easier to digest. So reasons to go green, I kind of mentioned that your health, whether that be your kids, your pets, or you know, or all of the above. What are you putting on your surfaces? What are you putting on your floors? What are you inhaling while you're cleaning? What is going into your, you know, the air that your pets and your kids are breathing? What's going onto the countertop that your kids are eating off of? And it's really important to think about those things because it doesn't always cross your mind. And I'll like talk a little bit about that in a second. And then the planet, I kind of talked about that, how these chemicals and toxins that can end up in our water and into our ecosystems and really affect our planet in general. And then it saves you money in a way, and I'll talk about that when we go through like specific products. You can kind of do a cost breakdown. But before we get into like, you know, specific products, I again want to say I'm not promoting any products. You do what works best for you. Nobody's perfect, okay? I'm not gonna be like, okay, let's all use reusable toilet paper. Like, it's not what I'm here to do. I'm just trying to give you some easy, simple ways that can just be a little bit more eco-friendly, but also better for you. And yeah, and I think that's important. And like I said, nobody's perfect, and you just do what's best for you. Okay. So what to look for when you're looking at cleaning products. So if you go to the store, I have some cleaning products over here. And we're gonna talk about the ones I have. I'm just gonna pull one out. If you go to the store and you look at something, it's really important to look at the ingredients and the warnings. Also the packaging and the concentration. So for example, this has a huge warning on the back, and I'm not even gonna try to show you because there's so many words on the back of this. It has a huge warning that says eye and skin irritant. And I'm sure there's more than that. And I can't even find the ingredients on this section here. They're probably somewhere. Earlier, I was looking for the ingredients on this one, and I thought it was really funny because the ingredients are on the inside of the bottle. Like it's on this label, but it's facing towards the inside of the bottle. So you can't even really read the ingredients, which is crazy. So it's important to check your ingredients and really look at what's going into the products you're using. And then packaging. So we're gonna talk about that too a little bit later, but what energy is going into your packaging? Can your packaging be recycled? A lot of times, especially with laundry detergents, the best thing I can think of, you get those huge, liquid laundry detergent things, and the packaging is so big. And so what type of energy is involved with transporting that? And also, what's the concentration of that? Because you're getting this huge thing and you're mostly paying for like the water. You're paying for the shipping and the purchasing of water because it's so diluted. And I just think there's some better alternatives. So these are just 3 things to really look at when you're buying a product. And again, if you have a product you like live by and you're never gonna give it up, that's fine. Like no one has to be perfect. I think it's just it's important to look at what's going into your home, right? What are you using in your home? So yes, I have an example of some ingredients. This one is just basic bleach. I also put this Greenworks Clorox, which it looks very similar to this almost. This is cleaner in bleach. I just wanted to show you how like they did the green packaging and they did the flower on it and a little leaf to try to make it a little bit more green. And so it's important to be careful about marketing and what are you actually buying. They might be marketing themselves as a green product and they're not really that environmentally friendly. Okay. All right, and then I put Windex up next because Windex I feel like is something that I used to use a lot. This is literally from the Nature Center. We had it in the Nature Center and we obviously don't use it that much, but Windex is something that a lot of people use and I totally understand why. I used it for a very long time too. And then I figured out that there's a really, really easy product swap for this that's a lot more natural and does not contain all those ingredients listed on the screen here. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to read through all these ingredients, but you get the point. What's going into your product? Are they toxins? What's happening here? And so a really easy product swap for this is vinegar and water. And I actually this is what we typically use in the Nature Center to clean our glass tanks. With all those fingerprints and everything, we typically use just vinegar and water, and it is in this spray bottle that we can reuse over and over again. I put a little like recipe kind of thing. It's literally just 1/2 cup of water and 1.5 cups of white vinegar, and that's it. And it does the job very, very well. And I brought our vinegar here. It's huge. It's such a big thing. And you're gonna get so much more use out of this and using a reusable bottle than you will this. And you're also gonna save a lot of money because you can go buy a huge thing of this at Costco, Kroger, wherever, and then just add it to water, and being able to reuse this bottle over and over again saves you a lot of money, because you're not paying for the bottle, you're not paying for the chemicals, the water. Like, you're being able to reuse this over and over again just by purchasing something like this once. So I think that's really important, and vinegar is going to really be our star here, vinegar and baking soda. And I also want to say, like, I do not love the smell of vinegar, and I'm sure there's other people out there that feel the same way. I just don't like the smell of it. And I know that's one thing about, Windex and whatever, they have those fragrances in them. And what's a good way to replace the fragrance would be you can add lemon rinds to your vinegar if you want. I think that's in my next slide, actually. But I also think that the smell is worth not having my eyes burn when I'm cleaning my bathroom. And I'm sure you all have had that feeling where you're like in the bathroom or you're in your kitchen or whatever, and you're really deep cleaning, and you're just like, all of a sudden you feel like lightheaded and your eyes are like red, and you like, yeah, I'm sure you've all had that feeling. And it's because of what's in our products. It's what is in our products. That's why you're feeling that way. It's irritating your eyes. It can irritate your breathing. It can give you headaches. There's all kinds of things it can do. And so I just really think that the smell of vinegar for a little bit is worth that. Okay. Multi-purpose cleaner. And I brought Clorox wipes too. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying, like, don't use Clorox wipes, don't use bleach. There are times where you need to use Clorox wipes and bleach, like, especially if you have like stomach flu going around or something. Like, there are definitely times where it's important to bring out the big guns. But when you're doing your, like, your spring cleaning or just like a daily clean or whatever, you don't really need this. Like, and like, you just don't. And there's just other alternatives that work just as good and are better for the environment and also you, and also save you money. So for a multi-purpose cleaner, this is just a simple like recipe I put up there too. Just 1 part white vinegar, 1 part water, and then a lemon rind to kind of give you that, or multiple lemon rinds to give you that kind of lemony smell and to kind of mask that vinegar. And it does the job well. It does a good job. Okay. Stains on stove. So like I said, vinegar and baking soda are kind of be our stars here. And I also want to say that everyone has different kinds of countertops and things in their house. So just be careful of what you're putting on your countertops. Some people have granite, some people have, wood tables, whatever it is. And just be careful of what you're putting on your countertops, because I don't want to like tell you to go use, baking soda and then ruin your counter or something. So just your counters, and do what's best for you. Stains on stoves. Baking soda and water is a great way to do it. I brought some baking soda too. And again, you're gonna get a lot more uses. You're gonna be able to use this multiple times just from this little box than you are, whatever you buy at the store. The packaging is better, it's cardboard, it's recyclable, and it does the job well. It does the job really well. And then clogged sinks. In the Nature Center, we actually use our plunger in our clogged sink all the time. I think Drano is just, I didn't put a picture of Drano up here, but it's just so, when you're putting something down your sink, you just, you have to think about what chemicals are going down your sink and into our waterways. And a plunger sometimes does the job. It does the job in the Nature Center really well, because we use our sink for all kinds of animal care stuff. So there's a lot of dirt and such down our sink. But also baking soda and vinegar, they have that reaction, like everyone does the volcano when they're a kid. You can use that in your sink to get clogs out, which I think is really, really cool. Basically what you do is you pour like boiling water down the sink, and then you add baking soda and vinegar, 1 cup of each, and then you add more hot water, and it has that reaction, and it can actually unclog your sink. Instead of putting Drano or whatever down your sink, it's more natural. It has less ingredients, and it's just an easy swap, and it's also cheaper probably in the long haul. And then, yeah, just using your plunger might work too. I didn't put on here, but borax is a great thing also to mix in to boost your cleaning power. You can do it with vinegar. I'm pretty sure borax can also be used in laundry. I think I actually put that on here. Okay, we're gonna hold off on borax because I think I mentioned it here in a second. Laundry. So like I said earlier, those giant things of laundry detergent that are huge, and the packaging is so big. What are you actually paying for? Like, you're paying for a lot of water. There's just so much water in that product, that you're paying more for the packaging than you are anything else. And also, it's important to think about the energy it takes to get a cleaning product to you. So, and the same goes with a lot of things, like how much energy does it take for that to travel from, the manufacturing site to your grocery store to you, like whether that be through on a truck or whatever. It takes energy. And so it's important to think about your packaging and what you're really paying for. And you'll be saving a lot of money by switching to something that is a lot smaller. So down here, right here, I put, these are tablets that people use. You can also do powder. I don't have an example of this one. You can also do powder though. And you're gonna get a lot more concentration and a lot more laundry uses out of that than you are a big thing of laundry detergent. But again, this is only if you're interested in doing that. It's not a solution for everyone. Like, some people love their, Tide Clean Breeze laundry detergent, and that's totally fine. Like, that is totally fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to give some easy, simple ways to just help you save some money, but also be a little bit more environmentally friendly while you're doing your spring cleaning. I also put these dryer balls on here. Both of these products are from a company, which I'm gonna show here in a bit, because I think they're a really cool company that's doing something very different in this field. Dryer sheets bug me so much, and there's times where I use them, but dryer balls or like reusable dryer. I'm trying to think. Dryer balls are the only one I can think of, but I'm sure there's another way that you can like reuse your what you're putting in your dryer instead of the single-use dryer sheets. Like, throwing them in for your laundry and then throwing them away is just really wasteful. And there's other ways to save you money and also save you a little bit of a headache, I guess. But if you like your laundry detergent sheets, you do you. Okay, wood floors. I put this really awesome product on here. I just wanted to, like, while we were going through product swaps, I just wanted to highlight like products that I thought are good. And I didn't really want to like bash certain products. Like, I didn't want to go too hard into, oh, you shouldn't be using this. Like, I just want to show you some things that are more natural and are better for you and the environment, that you can actually use and you can go buy. I believe this feed and wax is like $9 for a bottle, which is pretty cheap, if you ask me. And it has that beeswax in it, and it's really natural. And you can use this on your dining room table, cabinets. My boyfriend actually uses it on his guitar, which tells you everything you need to know, because it's not harmful at all. He uses it on his guitar. It also has that orange oil on it in it, which gives you that nice scent. All right, so you can use this on your wood floors, your wood surfaces for just a polish. Dishwasher, borax, there's borax. I knew I mentioned it. I think, I don't want to be wrong. I feel like you can, I don't know, we're gonna just talk about dishwasher. Because there's a lot of dishwashing things out. There's just a lot of cleaning products in general out. And it's so hard to know, especially with, you know, if you're trying to be green, it's just so hard to know like what you should buy and what truly is, you know, green. But in terms of dishwasher, there's so many, there's like the little pods, there's the powder, there's all kinds of things. This is just what I put on there. Let Me Shine's great. It's a citric acid, which is a organic acid, naturally occurring, and it biodegrades really easily. And then I also put on borax here. Again, borax is like a natural mineral. It's been used for a very, very long time. And you can add it into your washer. You can actually use it to clean your dishwasher. And also, yeah, see, you can add it into your laundry to get rid of like the smell, help reduces odors. So how are we doing on time? Okay. I think I just have one more like product swap and then I'll move on to community resources. Yeah, paper products is next. And I am a paper towel girl through and through. It's something I'm trying to fix, as well as my clothing habit. But paper towels, just paper products in general, it is great if you can use microfiber cloths. I use them for dusting. I think microfiber cloths work better for dusting. They're reusable. You can keep reusing them for many, many years. You can wash them and they're great. And then if you do buy paper products, which you're going to, like I said at the beginning, I'm not here to be like, everyone needs to use reusable toilet paper. Like I'm just here to offer, you know, what I can and how to be just some simple ways to be a little bit more environmentally friendly. So when you're getting a paper product, it's important to look at recycled paper products that are unbleached. So if you've ever been to like normally school bathrooms or like public restrooms, they have that like brown paper towel that is unbleached paper towel. So I put this example, this is just one example up here of unbleached, and it's made from recycled paper products. So literally what's being recycled is you know, coming back into your paper towel roll, and so you're contributing to reusing and recycling, rather than buying you know, just a regular paper product that's doesn't come from recycled paper products. And then the unbleached is just important when you're talking about you know, putting what goes back into our environment. And yeah, so that is just, I just put up one example, but there's many, many, many products out there. It's just important to look for the recycled and the unbleached when talking about paper products. Okay, benefits of these swaps, of what we've talked about, like different ways of cleaning, like what products, and I kind of went through like benefits as I was talking about each one, but overall, most of them have cleaner ingredients, more natural ingredients, fewer ingredients. I think that's really important, is if anytime I'm looking at ingredients, whether it be on my food or my products, if it's a list that's super long of words that I cannot read very well, I don't think it's that great of a product. And don't get me wrong, there's times, you know, where you got to bring in the big guns, like I said. But if there's a natural, easier like swap for that, you're going to be reaping the benefits of it. It's going to be, you know, you're going to be saving money, It's not going to be as irritating when you're cleaning. You're going to be able to breathe while you're cleaning. It's not going to irritate your eyes while you're cleaning. And most likely you have a lot of the stuff I've mentioned at your home right now, as well as an old spray bottle. So any spray bottle will do. You can reuse really any if it's cleaned out. And I think that's important too, is just, reusing your packaging instead of going to buy a whole new bottle that will take energy to break down. Because recycling takes energy too. And so I just think if you can make those conscious steps before you go out and buy a whole new whatever it is, whether it be a product or a clothing item or whatever it is, making thinking about the packaging, thinking about the ingredients, thinking about how you can reduce, reuse, and recycle, thinking about the energy that goes into it. It'll put you in a good spot. And I think that having that will to even think about it and take a second is really great, because not a lot of people do. And yeah, it's important to think about these things. And if you do it, I'm proud of you. Okay, I'm gonna just highlight this company really fast because I think they're a really cool, unique company that's doing something that no one really in the cleaning product industry has done before. And so I'm gonna click on their website really quick. And again, this is not me like, oh, you should buy this product. Like, I just think this is a super cool company that's doing something really different. And basically it's called Bluend. And what you do is there's different like starter kits, basically. I'm trying to click on how it works. There's different like starter kits. So what you do is you get bottles. So you get your own, whether it be like for hand soap, whatever it be, and then you get refill tablets. So you add these little tablets into your bottle with some water, just like this graphic showing right here. And you get, whether it be soap, or this is like dish soap, dishwasher stuff, the dryer balls, I was talking about those earlier, all kinds of things. I think it's a really, really, really unique way of looking at cleaning products. I think it's a super cool company if you're able to afford it, and if you are into that. Again, this is not me like promoting the company. I just think it's a really unique way to look at cleaning products. And I'm interested to see if any other businesses or companies, I'm sure there are others, will kind of shift to this way, because it's so easy. You just get a tablet and add it to water, to bottles that they provide you. And again, the shipping and all that, but it's a really cool company. It's a really good idea. And it will be interesting to see if anyone else kind of rotates that way. Okay, I'm going to highlight some community resources really fast, and then I will end this webinar. Thank you for joining me. If you've made it this far, it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun. So community resources, the Boone County Solid Waste Management District is a fantastic resource. I actually linked their website too, because I just wanted to show you guys really quick how easy it is. So they have right here box collections. So anything like toxic, there's all kinds of things listed here. Pool chemicals. Anytime you're going through your spring cleaning and you don't know what to do with something, I would take a look at this website, because they are a fantastic resource. And here's their Tox Box collection events. There's one coming up on April 29th. So if you're doing your spring cleaning, keep that in mind, because I'm sure you probably have some things that cannot be thrown away or recycled. They also have recycling resources, and this is kind of what I put on my presentation, but they have even more recycling resources and yeah, all kinds of things. I just think this is a fantastic resource, so use it, especially if you're in the Boone County area. And then I also threw on our Green Fest event. I put up the recycled art contest, which is for more for the younger audience, but if you have any kids, it's a great way to reuse some stuff to make some art. We are also having a Green Fest here at Town Hall, so please join us for that and get some great resources. And yes, believe that is all I have. All the information for Greenfest is right up here on the screen. You can also visit our website for more information. It will be at Town Hall. There'll be all kinds of booths set up, and you can come learn about some different environmental companies and also what we do at the Nature Center and just have fun. So I hope I gave you a little bit of resources and some ways to make spring cleaning a little bit more digestible, especially when you're talking about being sustainable. And I hope that I didn't overwhelm you, because like I said, it can be overwhelming, but you've got this. Do what you can do. You don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect. No one's doing a great job. So make those product swaps if you want, test them out, see what works for you. And thank you so much for joining me for this webinar. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. You can find all my information on our Zionsville website, just look up Zionsville Nature Center on Facebook, or you can look at us on the town of Zionsville's website. And thank you for joining me. All right.